Hello, welcome to our channel. I'm Michael, this is Caleb, and we are, what are we doing?
We're doing movies. You're making me do the intro.
No, just tell me, what is it called?
We're doing movies reviews from a Christian perspective.
Reviewing movies from a Christian perspective. Just something to try differently, and we got a few points we might touch on, but we'll probably change it in the future, but this is just to test the waters out on it. But today we're going to be reviewing The Hunchback of Notre Dame from
1996.
96, the animated Disney movie, rated G. And so, which parts do you want to start with?
Want to do that?
So we'll just go down the line, I guess, from some stuff we got written down, but like it's rated G, but there is violence.
Mhm.
So what violent parts do you remember? Like,
I feel like there's not too much actual violence. It's more implications of what could happen. Like when people are about to get stabbed or something like that. They don't really show like blood or anything,
yeah.
but there is like things that could be violent, but then they don't really show anything.
Also, I just want to say also, before I forget, that this is mainly for those that haven't seen the movie.
Yeah.
And you're trying to figure out if this would be okay for your children to watch. Obviously, if you've already seen it, then you could judge whether it's okay for your children.
Mm-hmm.
But if you've never seen it and you're trying to decide, is this okay for my 5-year-old or 10-year-old, then that's the purpose of this video. And so, like he was saying about the violence, there's a little bit of violence in it. Certain things that I don't feel like would be okay for a 5-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it should be rated G.
No.
What's your thoughts on the 5-year-old?
Definitely not for a 5-year-old.
If I was rating this, I would probably rate it PG-13.
Yeah.
Because there's a few parts that's kind of, it might be hard for a child to process.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
And of course we're just giving our opinion on these things. You might disagree with us, but I know there's one scene where I guess you'd call him the antagonist, Frollo.
Yeah, the villain.
So there's a part where he's singing, and it's kind of creepy, and he's singing about the fires of hell and like a spirit that's coming out of the fire, just kind of weird. And but going back to our points, there's language, so we'll touch on language. I only remember like 2 or 3 words.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't really cuss words; they were more slang.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Mm-hmm. Of course, there's some more, religious words, like, hellfire and things like that.
Yeah. The only words I remember is D-A-N-G a few times, like twice I remember. But that really isn't too much of an issue.
No.
See, other points, so we talked about this really wouldn't be for 5-year-olds. 10-year-olds,
I think it depends on the kid when it comes to 10-year-olds.
yeah, it depends on the child. You have to know, can they handle some of this stuff? I'd say over 10, it'd probably be okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, if it's PG-13, then anything over 13-year-old would be fine. But
Yeah.
when you get into 10 and between 5 and 10, you just have to decide on your own,
Mm-hmm.
But what's some other points we have? Does it have a positive perspective of God?
Overall, I would say.
Go ahead.
I would say yeah. It's just a matter of the villain uses that as a way to manipulate people. But the heroes are also, the heroes are using it in a good way though. I think
Right.
that's what matters. because the villain is sort of like Satan. Satan can quote Bible verses or whatever, but he's bad. But
Yeah.
the good guys are good. So I think because they're in support of God, and Frollo's really not.
Mm-hmm.
He's not really a Christian. It's pretty obvious. He's obviously not.
Yeah.
With the different things he says. So
Y'all probably know the stories about Frollo, and he helped raise Quasimodo. That's who they call the Hunchback of Notre Dame, because his mom was killed. So those are the two main characters, Frollo and Quasimodo. You also have the gypsy called Esmeralda, and
there's the captain of the guard.
Yeah, captain of the guard. But let's see what other points we want to touch on. Are there more good or bad characters?
I'd say there's more good characters than bad. There's pretty much just the bad guy.
Yeah.
He's the bad one, but he's really bad.
Yeah.
But then all the good guys, there's more good guys.
Okay, and then is there a moral to the story? So, I mean, there's the obvious, you don't judge a book by its cover. You don't judge someone by their outward appearance, And we saw that a lot. Like Esmeralda showed kindness to, Quasimodo when she didn't go by what he looked like. She was still a friend to anyone that was in need. And what would be another part to that point? Like the moral
to the story. I think more like when they're talking about, they kept mentioning, like at the beginning song, when the one guy's singing about them, and he says it's about the story of a man and a monster. Which one's which? He says something like, which one's the man and which one's the monster? Well, that's one of the lines.
Oh, okay.
And to me, that's like saying, like, Quasimodo's the one who's actually the man, and Frollo's the monster.
He's the monster.
But not physically.
Right.
You might not realize that at the beginning of the movie, but looking back, Quasimodo might look deformed or whatever, but at the end, he's the hero, he's the man, and Frollo, the bad guy, he's the monster. He's the true monster of the movie. So
there's one song that had stood out to me, and it was "God Help the Outcast." And so another moral I would say would be sometimes the outcast in society can end up becoming the hero in the end. And so that was another point I wanted to make. Who is the most Christ-like character? I mean, that's obvious. Quasimodo was the most Christ-like character, in that he showed kindness and helped Esmeralda. And she also helped, who's the guy? His title? He's the captain?
Captain of the guard. I think his character's name is Phoebus.
Phoebus. And Quasimodo helped him even when he thought Esmeralda had feelings for him, and so he was kind of hurt. But he still helped the captain of the guard, even though he kind of felt down at that point, because he thought Esmeralda liked him. But in the end, he did the right thing for everyone. And so was another point. Positive or negative overall message. Overall, it's a positive message. I would recommend this movie to pretty much anyone, children or adults. See what else we got. Anything specific you wanted to add? Or
I just think it's, I was so surprised watching the movie that Disney allowed some of the things in there, like the God Help the Outcast song. That was so surprising. It was just interesting that in that song, she's not really praying for herself, but then they showed the contrast with the other people. They're praying for like material things. They're all praying for money and wealth and all this other stuff, all for them.
Yeah.
But she was focused on trying to help the other people out. So I thought that was really interesting. And then also, it was interesting when she was looking at the statue of Jesus and she said, weren't you once an outcast too?
Okay, yeah.
That really stood out to me.
Yeah.
Because obviously he was, you know, the Pharisees and all that, they didn't like him or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So he was an outcast of society.
No, Frollo sort of came across to me like he was like one of the Pharisees in Jesus' time. You know,
Yeah.
he's like a self-righteous, you know, he's better than everyone, that kind of. One thing that stood out to me is the soldier, the captain, when Frollo was telling him to burn down the gypsy's house, and he's like, no, well, I don't kill people. And he stood up to Frollo even though he was going to lose, he lost his job, he lost his position in society.
And Frollo was going to kill him too.
He was going to kill him, but he risked death to stand up for honor for the gypsies. So that stood out to me. And then, so what would your rating be from 1 to 10? Mine would probably be, I'd probably give it a 7. A 7 out of 10.
I think I would probably maybe give it like a 9.
I mean, it's pretty good. There's this, I know there's that one creepy part with the fire. It seemed like there was another kind of weird part. I don't remember what it was, but
It's pretty much just with Frollo though.
yeah, everything weird was with Frollo.
Yeah.
But Quasimodo's fine. I never seen this movie till we just saw it last night. But it's just something we wanted to do to give another perspective to those that maybe you've never seen it, and maybe you want to decide if it's for your children or not. So.
One other thing I noticed was that when Esmeralda's singing, you know, God help the outcast, she's praying to God. But then there's the weird song with Frollo when he's praying to Mary. I thought that was interesting.
Or was it Maria? It was something like that.
Yeah, but that's like the Latin of Mary.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. And also one of the lines in his song was something about, like, it's not my fault that God made the devil so much stronger than man. It was just interesting that he said that, and he also said, you know, our Lord works in mysterious ways. He was saying things like that.
Yeah.
Which that's not accurate. He didn't make the devil stronger than man. But that's sort of his excuse of like, well, I can't control what's going on or whatever.
Yeah. So that's kind of an overview of the movie, and we just wanted to touch on a few things. We're not going to touch on every single thing or every little point, but that's just the overview of it. And we'll probably do some more videos like this, but anything you want to say before we close out? Or?
Just if you've seen the movie or you got any questions or anything, I'd love to hear in the comments what you think. Obviously, we want to be respectful. We don't want to be getting in arguments or anything.
Yeah, but everyone be respectful.
If you have a different opinion than us, that's perfectly fine. I want to see what else you guys think, you know. And also, if there's any movie you want us to watch, to review, also let us know that.
Yeah.
Love to take recommendations.
We all have different opinions. We're just sharing our opinions on what we think. If it's okay for little children, I don't think it's okay for little children, but you know, obviously you be the judge for your own children. And so, anyway, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and y'all have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.